Hey YouTube, what's going on? Matt Kennedy here. Life is Strange 2 has come to a complete ending for myself, and I gotta say it's one of my best games of all time. I have played so many games. I'm a huge gamer, all that stuff, and I must say this is a huge, great video game because Life is Strange 1, Life is Strange 2, there is some overlap with the Arcadia Bay Chloe incident. You do run into Chloe's dad from Life is Strange 1, so really cool how they have that overlap between 1 and 2. Spoiler alert, if you want to play the game, go play it, then watch this video. If you probably have played the game before, if you don't think you're going to be, playing the game ever, then yeah, watch the video because this is very inspirational. It's a very good story. And like I said, guys, look at it like, it's a movie, but you're in the movie. That's kind of how I look at it. It's laid back. No sweats. It's laid back, fun. Get a drink. Get a snack and just play the game. It's not like Madden or Call of Duty. We got to sweat all day. Okay. So in this story, it's hard to sum it up all in about 10-15 minutes here. But essentially, you have to make a choice. Their dad was killed over in Seattle, and then they killed the cop in response to that. From Daniel's superpower. And Daniel has a superpower called the Force, but it's not called the Force because of copyright reasons, because of Star Wars. So he has the Force, he can do things with his arm and destroy things, move things, whatever. You literally go from Seattle to Oregon to California to Nevada to Arizona, and now you are here at the southern tip of Arizona. You're trying to go to Mexico. Because you want to flee the federal government, you want to flee, the USA, even though their dad wanted them to have a great life in America, they have to flee because they don't like what's going on with the cops, they don't like what's going on over in Seattle, and everyone knows who they are now because of Daniel's powers. You have to make a choice in a one final stand. You choose to surrender, or you choose to cross the border and Daniel's powers plow through them. But here's the catch. You literally have no say in what Daniel wants. It's what you want and what Daniel wants. So if you choose to surrender, Daniel can refuse or accept that. And then if you choose, okay, now right here, you have to make a choice. Do you surrender or cross the border using his powers? This was the one that I chose. This is the exact ending I had. There's 4 different outcomes. You can surrender and he accepts. Surrender, he rejects. You can cross the border, he accepts. You can cross the border, he rejects. So this is the example where you say, let's cross the border. We're staying together, but Daniel rejects it. And he's going to jump out of the car and surrender to the police. Now, there are pros and cons to this. Because again, there's 4 different endings. The pro is that this is the best ending on paper. I think this is overall the most happiness. It is the most overall happy ending. But the con is they're separated. Sean goes to Mexico and Daniel stays behind and jumps out of the car because morally he cannot run anymore. He has to surrender for his own good. And I just gotta say right now, it is just sad that there is no 100% happy ending. But in life, it's not always a fantasy. In life, a fairy tale, This was the ending where, again, I feel like it was still the number 1 ending. There is literally an ending where Sean dies. That is if you surrender and Daniel rejects it. So it's almost a double negative. You're literally surrendering, and that's already a loss. And he says no, and he pushes the car with his power, and Sean gets shot. There is literally that ending is the worst because, Daniel makes it to Mexico. Sean dies. He has no brother. He's away from America, away from his grandparents, away from his family. He's on his own. That's the worst ending. So this is a good ending. Daniel goes back to America, back to Oregon with his grandparents. That photo is taken 3 weeks after the border incident, July 4th. This is the Christmas 6 months later, and you can literally see Daniel is having a happy life with his grandparents. He would be under house arrest because he was 9 years old of the incident. He was 10 years old. He has a best friend named Chris next door. And overall, even though he is on house arrest and he can't really leave the house, he is still with family. He's with his grandparents. He's with his best friend that likes superpowers. He likes action figures. He loves Hot Dog Man and, Alien Man, whatever. Like, they love the same things. That's his mom right there. That's his mom, Karen. Okay, right there in the photo with the dog. His mom and his dad got divorced because his mom just couldn't handle the marriage anymore, and just being a mom and stuff. So, and then there's Daniel at 16 years old getting his first car. He had a successful childhood. It wasn't the best childhood because of what happened. His dad died. He lost Sean over to Mexico. Again, Sean made it to Mexico. He made it. But Daniel refused it. Now, here's the problem, though. I forget what was wrong, but if you go to Mexico and Daniel accepts, there's still something wrong with that ending. I forget what it is, but that ending, you're actually better off having him stay back here. And this is his grandparents' house right here. So this is him at 16 years old. He's 16, 17 years old, which is the age, this is the age that Sean was when the Seattle thing started. Okay? So you're going to see Daniel here. You're going to get a message from Sean from Mexico. Sean went to Mexico and he was able to meet up with his girlfriend that he met in California. So it was either Oregon. I think it was Oregon. It was Oregon. So there's Daniel. 6 years later, the 10-year-old superpower kid. Okay, he's calling his mom. Okay, he's calling his mom again. He's still he's under house arrest right there. But what do you expect? No police involvement. He's gonna have some punishment for what he did for killing someone. But I'm not really a fan of that because the cops kill his dad first. But whatever. Someone's got to pay for everything he destructed and killed, and the border thing and all that stuff. So literally, he's still with his mom, has a healthy, good relationship with his mom. He's with his grandparents. Here's a letter from Sean from Mexico. Sean went to Mexico. He's in Mexico for life because if Sean goes back to USA, he's going to prison because he can be tried as an adult. Daniel can't. He's 10 years old, so he's under house arrest. Daniel is still with family, a best friend, Chris, grandparents, successful childhood, everything. There it is. There's the beach. There's his girlfriend, Cassidy, Sean and Cassidy, okay? So, you can literally see Sean is having a happy life too. And even though he is not with Daniel, which is what we wanted because it's a movie game about brothers, he still is happy with Cassidy in starting a new life down in Mexico with hopefully the love of his life. Daniel is able to see things now for his own. He does not need Big Brother anymore. He's able to explore things on his own, grow up, be more mature. And Sean taught him enough to be on his own with his grandparents, Chris, and his mom. Also, they can still send messages. They can still, send postcards, talk on the phone, probably do other stuff. But they can't see each other until possibly Daniel's done with his house arrest, which they don't go that far in the game. But once he's done with his house arrest, then he can probably go to Mexico. Okay? This is way better than Sean dying. There's 4 outcomes.